get through this video without many interruptions, but this video is for someone like you if you're feeling overwhelmed by the world of breastfeeding. This video is going to be for you. I'm going to share my personal experience as a first-time mom to this little one. And give you all the tips that I've learned over this journey along the way. I'll be sharing with you my honest advice and what will help navigate this journey with confidence and ease, and for you to really enjoy this experience. So hopefully you guys are going to hear me. I have a mic on, but she is quite vibrant like usual. But this is my positive breastfeeding journey with my honest experience the last 7 months. So let's get into like the real talk, what you need to hear, and what I wish I knew before starting breastfeeding. Also at the end, I'll be answering some of your questions from Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me over there, I do a lot of different Q&As. I'll put my Instagram up here. But yeah, I included a little poll for you guys, questionnaire, and yeah, we got some really good questions from you all. I wanted to start off with like early days, the roller coaster of emotions, you know, different challenges that we encountered over the first few weeks, such as like, you know, a lot of people experience difficulties with the latch and also the pain. So I was very lucky. Her latch was great. We didn't have an issue with that. She didn't have any tongue or lip ties or anything. So I was blessed on that side. However, pain-wise, you know, in the moment, if you guys want to see my birth story or like, you know, 6 months postpartum, there's definitely a playlist for that on my channel. But for the pain wise, compared to contractions versus the pain of breastfeeding, there wasn't really comparison for me. I did get dilated up to 5 centimeters, and that pain before I got the epidural was literally like I had a new respect for pain. I thought I had a high tolerance for pain, but after that, I was like, I definitely do not. So I feel like the pain as far as breastfeeding, it wasn't as bad as I thought it could be. However, there was a little bit of pain. I did get like some of those cracked nipples and soreness, like to the point where it's like when you would take a shower and pat yourself down with a towel, you definitely wouldn't want to rub yourself with a towel. You would pat yourself down. But it didn't last too long. It lasted for a few weeks. And again, I think there is that mentality of like hang in, you know, for a couple weeks and you'll make it even farther. So it's my encouragement to you. I have had a very positive experience. So I highly recommend for you to hang in there if it's something that you've been really desiring to do. A fed baby is a happy, healthy baby. So I feel like I have no judgment on formula versus breastfeeding. It was just something I was really dreaming to do, and I was lucky and still lucky to be able to do that. So as I'm sharing this, you guys, I did want to throw in here, do you want to come sit with mommy? You want to come sit with mommy? I want to throw in here is that, you know, this is just my experience, our experience, and there's no judgment, and I just want you guys to feel that this is like a open, positive space that you can get information, and of course ask any questions you'd like down in the comments. If there's something you want to talk about privately, you can always message me on Instagram or Telegram. All my details are down below. So just have my notes right in front of you guys so I don't forget anything, but I want to make this video chip chop so that we get through it all. Hi cutie. So there was that. The importance of seeking support from a lactation consultant, I think, is really important, or even other mothers. So for instance, when we were in the hospital, we definitely got a lactation consultant. They offered it and we took advantage of that. She saw the latch, she saw the position, she realized that I was really kind of tensing up and like lifting up my shoulders. And she showed me how to relax, how to use a breastfeeding pillow, which I highly recommend a breastfeeding pillow if you're gonna do the normal, like, you know, sit in front. Helps your back a lot from like having to lean over and like all those kind of things. And then mothers, like, you know, when I got home, you're so cute. When I got home, oh my goodness, the engorgement was just insane, to the point where like she didn't have a nipple to latch on because I was so engorged. So I asked other mothers, even John's sister came over, she showed me how to like calm everything down, you know, take a hot shower, massage your boobs, and also use a ice pack after. Also, I don't know if I'm going to go over this later in the video, but like, you know, the best way to get your nipples recovered is just having them free and aired out, and not, what's the word, like confining them. Even though sometimes, like with me, I had such a heavy flow, it was kind of like the leakage and stuff was hard because it would spill everywhere. But you know, I think it's worth it in the end to make sure that you have everything aired out over there to heal and to recover. So yeah, take other moms' advice and really don't hesitate. We're all in this journey together. And I think also not only the lactation consultant, but the mom's advice is amazing, because they've been there, they've done that. She really showed me exactly what I needed, and it helped so much. The overwhelming feeling of joy, exhaustion, and self-doubt. So, you know, you have this moment of like, is she getting enough food? I'm so tired. I'm overwhelmed by, like, you know, postpartum. I had a small, like 3 centimeter episiotomy. And that was hard just to sit in general and feed her. Like, you know, so it's giving yourself that grace of what all the things that you've been through. Yes, it's a beautiful, amazing experience, and I would highly recommend to anyone to do it, let alone I would love to do it again and again. But just like keeping that in mind that, you know, you're not always going to be tired. Your body gets used to everything. It's the most beautiful experience, and not a lot of people get to enjoy that experience. So try to just stay positive with that joy of like, it's amazing what our bodies can do. Also, you might start to self-doubt yourself, but making sure that your partner and you surround yourself with people of positivity. There's also a lot of different positive podcasts out there just to keep yourself motivated through the journey. I highly recommend. So the next part I wanted to talk about was finding a rhythm and a balancing act. So establishing a feeding routine that works both not only for mom and baby. So for me, I loved the Huckleberry app. It was something that literally I still use today. I track all her feeds, diaper changes, sleep, even solids now. And that really helped me understand how long she was feeding for, how often she was feeding for. I never really got to the point, still to this day, of she feeds every 3 hours like a clock. It's definitely not like that for me or for us. She is becoming a party girl. She literally feeds on demand, and I'm lucky to be able to do that because I am a stay-at-home mom. So I feel like the best way I could explain it for us is that, like, when she's hungry, I fed her. I do notice that she doesn't feed as often anymore. It went from, like, let's say 14 times a day. Now she's 7 months, 7.5 months, and she's about like 6 times a day. It went from 20, 30 minutes on, like, you know, both boobs to now like maybe 5 to 10 minutes on both sides. So it's just kind of like, just understand that it's always changing. And when she's going through growth spurts or teething, or just like, we're all people, right? So we're all having good days and bad days. I don't think, I want to limit her access to milk. If it's comforting her, if it's helping her, you know, with teething, it's helping so much with pain and inflammation. It's literally their sore. Like, it's so crazy and mind-blowing that you grow this baby in your belly, you birth this baby, and your body provides still for this baby. And I just think it's the most amazing thing. So, you know, just giving yourself that opportunity is great, but understanding that, like, not every mom and baby is the same. Every experience can be different, just like every pregnancy and birth is different. There's no one the same. So I would highly recommend taking your breastfeeding journey in that route of, like, there's not always the same breastfeeding journey, and just enjoying the process and taking your time and, like, just being patient with it. You'll learn a lot of patience. Exploring the different breastfeeding positions and techniques. So yeah, in the beginning I did the breastfeeding pillow. My upper back was hurting. I felt like I was crouched down. Sitting up in the middle of the night was hard too because of the episiotomy. So eventually I started actually breastfeeding laying down. And that, I'm telling you guys, since then, always have done it, because in the beginning, my flow was so strong that she would choke all the time. and it was really freaky for me. But she was just always like got through it or what have you. Sorry, I just want to eat you. So yeah, breastfeeding lying down is a great position not only to help your back, but also to help baby when they're drinking from laying on the side. The flow can flow out and they're not choking on it. So literally that is our main go-to breastfeeding position now. She doesn't even like doing like the side holding one. She also will breastfeed if I turn her around and literally face her like this. She will breastfeed sitting up for the last month, I would say. But yeah, like definitely explore. I never liked the football position. But yeah, the pillow helped a lot, like in the beginning, and as she got bigger and was able to feed on her own, like that helped a lot too. So just know it's always like a work in progress. I also wanted to talk about, there was a few more things about this subject. So highlighting the physical and emotional changes experienced during this time. I mean, I would say a lot of it is. Oh, okay. My Edon just texted me. I would say a lot of it is very positive. There are hard times, like if she woke up multiple times at night, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, like, can I do this? But again, for me, I was always wanting to breastfeed so bad that it was something that I was like, so, what you doing? So desired to do. I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to breastfeed. So when I was able to do it, I was just all in. You just watching me chit chat, miss so much spit everywhere. And I always was thinking like how grateful I am for the experience. So just know that the emotional changes will be up and down. Your physical changes, your boobs are going to be huge. I mean, I'm already, let's say, plus size in that department, and they're going to go through a lot of different changes. Your nipples are going to change, your boobs are going to change. I never had this crazy of a crack, and now I do, so it's just like, just be aware that things will change all over there. Now I would say at 7 months, they're more like on the deflated side, and I always have kept them supported. So definitely recommend keeping them supported. Let's talk about also the triumphs and struggles. So I wanted to share moments of like also bonding and connection with my baby through breastfeeding. I'm telling you guys, one thing moms, I feel like I never understood before I became a mom is how much your heart aches and burns with love and passion for your baby. And the connection we have together, the way she looks at me, I mean, yeah, maybe it's because she's like, you're my food source, but the way she needs me and loves me is like nothing I can ever put into words on this planet. And it's the most beautiful thing you'll ever do in your life. I don't have like a specific plan for how long I'll breastfeed for. I'm really just following her lead with a lot of things. Sleeping, breastfeeding, all the things. I really just follow her lead. And I feel like, if you're struggling or you're worried about the experience, I just want to give you that extra positive breastfeeding experience that like it is the most amazing thing. And again, I'm here to like support you guys if you have certain questions or like thoughts or anything that you're struggling with. I'm no expert, but I'm a mom and we've been through it, but like I've told you before, it is totally worth it. On top of like the feeling and the emotion, there's a lot of course like physical and emotional demands amongst that. So like, I'm totally okay with the idea. Like, we haven't given her a bottle, so like I'm okay with the idea that like she needs me and I'm here for her. I have no, like, some people are like, don't you want to just like be with your partner and go out on a date and da 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 da, and I'm just like, we're together 9 years, so like we prepared for this moment, and I really don't feel anywhere else that I need to be. I feel like if she needs me, I want to be here for her, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. I know a lot of other people that maybe, substitute formula and they have a more like, busier lifestyle and they have to work, and more power to you. For me, I just want to be here for her, and I'm totally like, I prepared myself mentally and physically about that. I was like, first of all, I love that she needs me and she wants me to be around, but I also feel that like, do you want a toy, you cutie? I also feel the desire to do so. So again, no judgment, but this is like how I feel and this has been our experience. So I also think that like the discussion to continue or stop breastfeeding, the feelings around it, I feel like there is and always will be, when you're become a mom, there's always going to be judgment. There's always going to be opinions. There's going to be, you know, people that are a little bit nicer about it, which especially on the internet, as you know, there's going to be some people that are a little bit harsher about it. And it's hard sometimes, but take the advice. You showing him your toy? Take the advice or leave it if you want. You need to go with your gut instinct of what feels good for you. And don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Because for me, again, I have never fed her with a bottle and I've never given her a pacifier. And some people, not only like, you know, new age moms, but also like moms from back then, will have an opinion about it. And that's okay. And I don't mind it. And I'm still, you know, appreciative of their advice. And sometimes I'm going to take the advice, sometimes I'm not. And that's okay. And I just want you guys to understand that, like, if I decide to breastfeed her till she's 3 and that's what I decide to do, there's no problem about that. Like, people should not judge other moms for breastfeeding. I think it's wrong if you judge another mom to begin with. Yeah, you can give your advice, like I said, or your unsolicited advice. But, you know, moms have it hard enough as it is. And if moms are able to breastfeed their children longer and they want to do it, I don't see anything wrong with that. And, you know, I don't see anything wrong with the idea of you stopping to breastfeed if it's too much for you or overwhelming, or maybe you and your baby don't have the bond or the latch, or it's, you know, the milk supply. There's just so many elements to it. To judge yourself about it is just going to make things not only harder for you. What you want over here? This one? It's going to make things harder for you. It's going to make things harder for the baby. So again, follow your heart and don't feel that you have to have pressure behind that. So looking back and now moving forward, you guys. So I want to reflect on the entire breastfeeding journey, and the lessons that I have learned is patience, the undeniable love. You want to come back now? The undeniable love. Again, I don't know any other experience because this is my first time being a mom, and you know, I've been on this breastfeeding journey. So the most thing that I can tell you guys is just enjoy the process. And, you know, like I told you, you can take advice, but just follow your heart. And I wouldn't change anything in this process how it's been. And I would definitely do it again. And I will be excited to share with you guys not only like this last 7 months, but also if I get to a year and if I get to 2 years, and you know what my advice is then. But yeah, give yourself grace, give yourself the extra love. I wanted to emphasize also the importance of self-care and support throughout the process. Surround yourself with people that are in the same mindset or that know what your desire is and that will encourage and support you in that journey. You know, it is like, it is a roller coaster with anything in life. And I feel like if you know, always continue to offer words of encouragement and hope and like helping mothers embark on this breastfeeding journey, it's going to really give you that motivation and excitement to continue and to know that, you know, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. But also, like I said before, giving yourself that grace that your body is different, your baby is different than anyone else in this world. And you don't need to compare yourself to anyone. Just look in the mirror and decide what works for you and, you know, go all in with that. So now that I've covered the whole breastfeeding journey, again, you guys, it means a lot if you drop in the comments any questions you have, anything that you'd like to see on this channel, but also liking this video helps more people like you find this breastfeeding journey and also giving them a positive experience. Also, subscribing, which is down by my name, it's free to do so. Also, turning on those bell notifications will let you know when we post a new video, which we post 2 days a week. So I'm sure you guys would love to see the videos on here. But yeah, let's get into the Q&A really quick and wrap up this video for you guys. The first one is, what is the best position to breastfeed? Which like I told you guys, lying down was the best for us. The flow, not choking. Also, it was nice because you were like not hurting your back. It was just, I loved laying down position. But if you're a new mom and you have a different position, drop it down in the comments and let us moms know. Oh, this question I was super passionate about. Can you breastfeed with a boob job? You guys, this is why I was so worried. Because you enjoy that toy. I actually got 10 years ago a breast augmentation through the nipple, and I had to get like also like not reconstruction, but maybe reconstructive surgery 6 months later. So I actually had to get 2 surgeries through the nipple, and I was so stressed thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna be able to breastfeed, even though my doctor said I could. I just didn't think it was gonna be possible since I got a breast augmentation. But believe it or not, as you guys know, I'm living proof that you can breastfeed, and you can also just know that your flow or milk supply will be great, because I have been able to breastfeed. The milk supply has been great. She's gained great weight, my little chunk of monk. And yeah, so you can breastfeed after getting a boob job. Is there a difference between breastfeeding with small boobs versus larger ones? I believe so. Again, I am larger chested. And the one thing I noticed is like if you put a cover over to breastfeed, like I have to watch her breastfeeding all the time. Like I have to hold my boob like back so that it's not covering her nose. I actually have a video of her, which I can't post here because it's little TMI. But when I first latched her on, I was putting her on there, and like my whole boob was like covering her face basically. And the doctor was like, oh, you need to hold and make sure one nostril is always out so that she can breathe. So literally since day one, I've always had to make sure to look down and hold my boob back a little bit so that one nostril was out. Now that she's bigger, it like, and when we do the laying down position, she does tilt her head more, that it's like open. But like, let me tell you guys, you could basically like suffocate your baby with big boobs if you're not paying attention. So I never, like when I have to breastfeed in public, I can't really cover myself because I can't really see what's going on in there. And I have to also make sure I'm paying attention to what's going on. So there's that for you. Did you leak? Let's see here. Okay, yeah. So did you leak a lot from your breasts? Yes, yes, yes. Like I literally had to wear pads for the first 3 months, 24/7. I use those reusable pads, and just make sure you switch them out often. They used to get full soaking wet, and I have to also make sure I rinse them and hang them out to dry, because if you just throw them in your laundry hamper wet, they actually can make mold because it's like milk. So it can get bad. So make sure you rinse out your reusable pads and let them dry before you put them in the hamper to wash them. But yeah, it took me a long time. I tried, like I highly recommend a bed protection cover. That's what you call it. Because literally when my nipples were sore and I wanted to like let them air out, puddles, I'm telling you people, puddles would be woken up on the bed. I would put towels. It was just a crazy situation. So I usually always wore a nursing bra with pads, of course, out and about. Now, still to this day, if she nurses on one side sometimes leak. I don't really wear pads anymore. But yeah, there was moments when I would get out of the shower or be in the shower and it just would be like shooting out. And that's like, it happens. It happens. Do you use nursing bras? 100%. Get yourself a good nursing bra. Now I need to get some smaller, more supportive ones because these ones got kind of big. But nursing bra, support those boobies. They deserve it. What did you do in the beginning when your boobs were swollen? Like I told you, hot shower, massage them in the shower. You know, forward like this, massage, 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 feed, then ice. Ice those babies. Like, give them a little extra love. Anything else? Oh, pump, which is the next question. Did you pump? Yes, pump, but do not over pump because you will increase your milk supply, which was something I was so worried about. So pump once a day if you can, which I tried to do it like not in the morning or the evening because I didn't want my extra supply in the morning or the evening, because in the morning you were like, woohoo. And in the evening, you're like, woohoo. So, come here. It's called her dragging call. But yeah, definitely pump. But also, I feel like when I pumped every day, I have way too much of a supply because I never bottle fed. But I do use a lot of the milk for baths, rashes, a lot of things. So I highly recommend. Do you want milk now that we're talking about it? definitely pump, but maybe every other day. You don't have to pump every day, but if you have if you have a low milk supply, maybe that's something to consider, because my problem was not the milk supply. So did you have a feeding schedule? Nope, just feeding on demand. Did your nipples change? Yes. In the beginning, when I was pregnant, they got really dark. And then after I had her and after like a month, they lightened up. My nipples did change shape and form. Almost one of them was like hard all the time and like wouldn't relax. But eventually it got used to things. I hope you guys can hear me down here in the mic. It got used to things. I just want to eat you. I just want to eat you. And everything will settle down over there. Now everything looks fine. My nipples don't seem weird or different or anything. They look and feel great, so don't worry about that. Did you breastfeed in public, or do you? Yes. Sometimes now she's so distracted, like I can't even do it like around people, because like she'll just pop off and leave my boob hanging. So I try to do it facing away others and like, you know, not in a very high populated area. 3 more questions. Did you use a bottle? As you guys know, no, we didn't introduce a bottle while breastfeeding. I was afraid she would get confused with the nipples and prefer the bottle. To each their own. I just never did it and probably won't need to now that she's on solids. And she can probably drink milk from a cup now if she wanted. How was it at night breastfeeding on demand? Night feeds were great. Everything was fine. It wasn't too much. A lot of it was only once or twice a night until she was like 6 months, 5-6 months. And now she like breastfeeds a lot during the night. And I think it's because she's growing and teething. There's just a lot going on for her. She just needs that more support. So it is what it is. And last but not least, is it hard to find clothes to breastfeed in? What did you wear for breastfeeding? Yes, it is hard. This one, for example, I can't pull it out, but I can pull the strap off. But yeah, I try to be more conscious of wearing tops that are either button or I can pull off or pull up, dresses that, you can slip from here or slip down, make it easier. But it does change your wardrobe, not only being postpartum, but also breastfeeding. So just consider that when you're, pregnant, that you have clothes to breastfeed, whether it's summer, winter, all of that jazz. But yeah, just enjoy the ride. You don't have to look great all the time, just wear what you need to wear and, focus. Like one thing I really made sure to tell myself was, right now my body is not only healing, but it's providing for her, and it's not for her to snap back into my post pregnancy body. It's not about getting thin and toned. It's about recovering, providing not only for her, but for me. And it's just giving your body nourishment and love, staying cool when it's summertime, staying warm when it's winter, and being able to not only feed your baby, but also, she keeps going down and then wanting to come back up, also loving yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed my breastfeeding journey, our breastfeeding journey. We hope you guys enjoyed this conversation and chat about all things breastfeeding, and I hope it gave you the confidence not only to be excited about breastfeeding, but love the journey. Yeah, you ready for nap and milky? But yeah, don't forget to support us by liking, commenting, subscribing. It means a lot for you guys to do that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any extra things you want to ask down in the comments below, we would love that. Can't wait to meet more of you moms out there, and we'll see you all in the very next video. Say bye-bye. 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 Bye, everybody.